3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, October the 17th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and all I've got to say is, who opened the door to winter? Let's take a look at our Skycam network to start off here, and there's the view from the battleship Alabama down at Mobile as we look out over the city of Mobile, and there is a look out over the city of Birmingham, and the lights beginning to wink out as we're beginning to get just a little color at this early hour. On our surface map this morning, you can see that surface front that has brought the cooler air down across South Florida and out into the southern Gulf of Mexico, as well as the large high-pressure system currently centered over the border between South Dakota and Nebraska. In the upper atmosphere, there's the trough that is bringing this cool weather. And this is not an unusual pattern for us to see this summer. We've certainly seen this trough in the eastern part of the U.S. a good deal, and that has kept our summer rather mild and coolish for the most part. But this is certainly opening the door to winter. Now, there's taking a look at the temperatures across the northern tier of the United States. You can see it's kind of chilly there. Under that high, we've got a lot of 20 values and then a lot of 20s and teens over the eastern part of Canada. And a little closer to home, we're not quite that cold, but you can see we have a good north to northwest wind, and temperatures generally in the 40s across north and central Alabama this morning, and we're going to be dipping a little cooler than that Sunday morning and again on Monday morning. QPF kind of tells the story. We're going to be dry for the next few days, already with the 10th wettest October on record. Tropical cyclones, nothing to be watching in the Atlantic as we've seen this year. Now, real quickly, I'd like to show you the satellite view, and you can see where the clouds are covering an area from, a little bit to the southwest of Auburn, down to the just to the west of KELLER, and back just to the east of Tuscaloosa, and then up towards Muscle Shoals. So I think part of the state's going to see some sun today, but still going to be chilly with that north wind. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run for the most part. And you can see on our surface map, look at those thicknesses. The 540 line dipping all the way down to just about Tuscaloosa, so it's going to be chilly. In the upper atmosphere by Sunday, the trough is off to our east, and of course we're under a good northwesterly flow, and the surface high will begin settling over us. Now, Sunday morning, we're not going to probably get as cold as we will Monday morning, primarily because the high isn't centered over us, as well as we're going to keep the wind up just a little bit. But some of those sheltered valleys on Sunday morning could see a little bit of frost. Now, on Monday morning, it looks like that's going to be our coldest morning. The high settled in right over, it looks like centered about on Livingston in Sumter County down there. Now, on Tuesday, we're under a ridge in the upper atmosphere, but here comes another short wave, and that short wave responsible for a little surface low that's beginning to form, but you can see the high is beginning to move off to our east, and by Wednesday it does move off to the east, and that returns moisture back up into Texas and Oklahoma. Then as the trough comes across, we see that trough centered primarily a little bit north of St. Louis there, and we see the trough coming our direction, and that's going to bring a surface low up towards Chicago and bring a cold front across the southeastern U.S. Now, this is Thursday, and that looks like that's perhaps one of our better days for rain. By Friday, it looks like most of the rain has swept through, so maybe a wet start to the day on Friday morning. And then it looks like Saturday is going to be a great day. Coolish, but not as cold as we've seen, as you see the 540 line up around the Great Lakes. All right, let's go out into voodoo country here, and there's the 500 millibar pattern for Halloween morning, actually. And you can see another shortwave trough coming through the flow, and that responsible for a little surface low in the northwestern Gulf of Mexico with a good deal of rain over Texas and Louisiana. So it looks like we could be ending the month on a wet note. Well, thanks so much for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect to have the next one posted around 8 o'clock Sunday morning. In the meantime, I hope that you enjoy this rather coolish day. And by the way, I wanted to mention that if we get to 38 tomorrow morning, as we're forecasting, we're going to be, that's about 12 degrees colder than our typical lows for this time of year. Hope that you have a great day. Godspeed.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.